Hey everybody, we're getting ready to do a taste test review on beef stroganoff. We're comparing the Mountain House beef stroganoff to the Peak Refuel beef stroganoff. And right away, once again, there's some really obvious differences. There seems to be a little larger portion of beef stroganoff in the Peak serving size versus the beef stroganoff, versus the Mountain House, sorry. The other thing is that the Peak requires only 3/4 cup of boiling water, while the Mountain House version wants 1 2/3 cup of boiling water. So other than that, it's calorie differences in the packages. Mountain House has 580 calories in this pouch, and Peak has 810. Mountain House has total carbs in this pouch, 2 serving pouch, 68 grams. Peak has 50 grams of carbs. Protein in the beef stroganoff is 11 grams, and, is 22 grams in the pouch. And for Peak, it is 41 grams to the pouch. Both of these are 2 serving pouches, so obvious differences right away. Another thing to note, Peak's packaging is really nice, except it's really, really difficult to read the instructions.
Oh yeah, it is. It's like a light gray on black or something, and it's really hard to read that.
Especially for people who need to wear glasses anyway. Us old folk.
And the Mountain House one is easier to read, so.
So anyway, we've got enough water to rehydrate both of these pouches, boiling on the stove, getting ready to boil now, and we're gonna see what we find out. So we're going to rehydrate the Mountain House pouch first with 1 2/3 cup of water. Stir that up. That looks like a lot of water.
It sure does. Okay. And the Peak looks similar, doesn't it?
Very similar.
Okay.
A couple mushrooms and a lot of beef on top, but I see noodles underneath.
Yeah.
And then we're doing 3/4 cup water in the Peak. It's a lot drier than the Mountain House, but it looks like it's
okay.
Make sure I get all that in there. So we've let the Mountain House pouch sit and rehydrate. Stir after 5 minutes, let sit for another 4, and then it's ready to serve. That looks pretty good. So here we go.
Okay.
I know which serving is yours.
Yeah, that one. Thank you, honey. I'm a growing boy. Right?
Okay. Well, there's the Mountain House. It smells good. I know it's a little bit different than that original Mountain House recipe. Here is the Peak. Wow, does it look different?
Wow, that totally looks different. Huh, okay.
It smells really good, though.
The bag's kind of hard to see in while you're stirring, but
well,
that's okay. That's totally different. Cool, okay.
So, let's see here. Now, to me, the Peak rehydrated with less size than the Mountain House. And it was just the opposite when it was dry. So let's see how this turns out.
I can tell you that. It smells great.
Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, I need a little pinch of this in mine.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Peak Mountain House. Let's try it.
So I am going to taste the Mountain House beef stroganoff first. This has kind of been a long time staple for us. The hamburger meat didn't 100% rehydrate. It's not crunchy, but it's dry. Kind of chewy. To be honest, this is not as good as the original recipe of Mountain House, but I'm not going to turn it away. It's still pretty good. So now for the Peak. I've never had the Peak beef stroganoff before. Difference being, the Peak has diced beef rather than ground beef, and little spiral noodles instead of the little egg noodles that Mountain House has. So visually, it's odd looking. It's kind of odd looking, but oh, it smells so good. That's got some flavor. Some definite sour cream flavor in that sauce, which is awesome. It's kind of thick. I think maybe adding a tad more water to this one wouldn't hurt. Not a lot, but just a tad. Maybe less than 1/8 of a cup. But it could use a little more moisture in it. But oh my gosh, this tastes so good. Excuse me, the meat is a little firm, but it's not chewy. I think this is my new favorite beef stroganoff.
Going for the Mountain House first. And like Janet said, this has been one of our favorites for a long time. But they have changed the recipe, so. Okay, that's good. I like that. I like the Mountain House one. Different consistency, definitely. Oh! Wow. Okay. This really does have good flavor. I mean, this is like... This is closer to Janet's Homemade than the Mountain House. I'm trying the Mountain House again. Now, this doesn't disappoint me, but wow. Okay. This is a 5 out of 5 for me. This is just excellent. And now if I compare to the Mountain House has got to be a 4. 4 is not a bad number. Okay, but 5 is a better number. Definitely a 5. This is just awesome. Again, price point. Is this a little bit more expensive than the Mountain House?
Yes.
Okay.
Not much. I think.
Wow.
I think the price speaks for itself on the Peak stuff. There's just it's so comparable, you know, unless you're talking about ordering, you know, pallets of this stuff. I think it's very comparable.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, that's my new #1 favorite of all time. This is great. Great. Excellent. All right. Well, that's about it from here. I'm going to chow down, but wow. Really good. For the epicenter.com, I'm Epicenter Brian, signing out. Get this. That's all.